Hey everybody, Alex here, Out of the Park 23 Pittsburgh Pirates franchise episode number 11. Glad to be back with you guys for the start of the 2026 MLB season. Want to talk about the offseason, what happened. Not a lot occurred for the Pirates, pretty quiet overall, but then preview our 2026 team and play opening day against the Washington Nationals. I do want to recap last year's offseason. Not a lot to note overall, but I want to start with last year's World Series winner, and that was the Minnesota Twins, upsetting and sweeping the heavily favored Atlanta Braves. On your screen right now is a screenshot of the playoff tree and the series results. It felt like Atlanta was going to capture their first World Series. They were an excellent team last year, but hey, that's baseball, and the Twins, the 4-0 sweep of the Braves. In terms of what the Pittsburgh Pirates have done, it is not a whole lot. It was probably our most quiet offseason ever in terms of the money we have financially. Our budget's really tight. At one point, it said we basically had zero money, some more open up. And I did a little bit of tweaking as well to create a bit more space. But being that small market and really low budget team hurt us in a lot of ways. But there really wasn't a lot of guys or positions I was really pursuing heavily during the offseason. Really, our first move in terms of adding new people to the team didn't come until the Rule 5 draft. We had the 11th overall pick here and took Denny Bentley, a lefty reliever formerly of the, I think it just said it, Houston Astros organization. Don't have a lot of good lefties overall in this bullpen, and he's the guy with some really good stuff and movement against lefties. Really has not played much in the majors. Did a little bit last year, 19 appearances with the Stros, and really good numbers overall, ground ball pitcher as well. And so he will start the year as our lefty specialist in the bullpen, and we'll go from there and see what happens. Beyond that, as you guys can see, no major transactions in January and February, basically the same in terms of just building the spring training roster and putting some guys in the 40-man, but that was about it. We did not sign, and at least have not yet signed, I should say, an actual free agent to a major league contract. We do have two offers out there, guys that I gave contracts to or offered contracts to midway through spring training, as I saw demands come down. The demands in this game can be just so high. So two guys to note here: Adam Duvall, the veteran outfielder, first baseman, still with really good power and pop in that bat, 25 home runs and just 350 plate appearances, 80-something games last year for the Dodgers. And so he's on a potential minor league deal that he has yet to accept, but does favor. And then old Trent, Angelton, Simmons, the shortstop. Our starting shortstop this year is a little risky. We'll talk about that here in a moment. And so his last time with us in 2023 did not go well. Ended up trading him to the Yankees, where he had a much better season with them. But he could be some insurance as a shortstop. But not both of these guys will play for the Pittsburgh Pirates in terms of the major league roster because it's too expensive to do so. So right now my idea is to sign both to minor league deals, and maybe one guy gets promoted after 30 days and one guy can opt out after the 30 days. I don't know what the offers actually are. I think it's about 2.7 and 2.5 or so for each guy. So I don't really anticipate, unless there's severe injuries, both guys coming up to the major league roster should they accept their contracts. Maybe one guy, maybe Simmons, but I thought Duvall was some good first base. We have some question marks there in terms of who our starting first baseman will be, and that power is still hard to ignore. So that's about it in terms of outside additions. Really, I'm focused on internal options, prospects, and really taking advantage of our farm system and all the guys that are coming up through the minors. I do want to take a look at our lineup for opening day, some of the pieces we've added. We did sign Elias Diaz to a contract extension last year, I believe it was, and so he'll be with us again as our starting catcher this year. In terms of prospects and guys coming up through the system, Robbie Martin was a guy we acquired in a trade last year with Colorado, and that was for Travis Swaggerty, who's doing pretty well out there, as a lot of Colorado players seem to do in that advantageous stadium to the batters. And so he's a guy that had a really good minor league season last year, I think, for us, and good power and a good profile overall. Actually, his numbers weren't that great, I guess I should say, but can play corner outfield, can play first base, has some power, and I want to see what he can do overall. Nick Gonzalez remains at second base. Had a really good year at the plate last year. Brian Hayes, we dabbled with him at shortstop, but some other moves that have come in. We're going to keep Key right now at third, but he now can play shortstop pretty competently. Got a lot of work there this spring training to boost up his ability there, and so there's some backup options there. This is where the risk comes in. This is Edwin Arroyo Jr., who we traded with Boston late last year. And actually, I don't know if I showed this one or not. Maybe that was one move that we made that was not recorded before the end of season video last year, trading away an outfielder when it loads and a decent starting pitcher reliever as well. I'll bring up him here, kind of a borderline kind of guy for Arroyo, who had never at this point played anything higher than high A ball, but really superb defensively. It's so rare to see somebody who's at least, appears to be competent with the bat with plus ability at second, third, and especially shortstop, potential 65 rating there, 65 infield range. And so he had a good spring for us overall. I'm going to try him at short. We'll see where it goes from there. I don't know if he's going to stick given the big jump in competition, but we're going to give Arroyo Jr. a try at shortstop to begin the year. Playing left field this year is Tatsuri Nageshi, who did not have an ideal season last year, wasn't great in the field. It kind of brought his WAR down a little bit, so hopefully he can really kind of come into his own this year. We definitely need him too. Ryan Reynolds will play in center this year, not an ideal center fielder, but can hold his own and obviously really good with the bat. And another young guy coming up here, RJ Shrek, acquired in a trade with the Oakland Athletics back in 2023 that was headlined by shortstop Olivier Peguero, and I think hopefully we can win that trade here, as a guy like Shrek is a number 17 prospect in baseball and has a lot of power in that bat and was excellent last year in AA Altoona for us. Finally, with the starters, it's James Wood, who is not really a finished product. In the avoid case, it's going to hurt my soul, but the power is hard to ignore, and we're going to try him at DH. He did not have a very good summer overall, but there's power, there's potential, and so he's young. He's 23. Got him from the Mets back in 2024. Was that for the Bednar deal? Yeah, that was for Bednar and Baroki headlining. That one looks like Baroki's in Boston now. Is Bednar still with the Mets? He is still with the Mets, and looks like he had a kind of a bumpy spring, but did a nice job for them last year. So that is the big piece we got there. Again, he's pretty rough around the edges. The average, the strikeout rate's going to be high, but the gap power, home run power for a fly ball hitter, it looks really good. So we're going to give James Wood a shot here. Off the bench remains Antonio Gomez, who's been really good defensively for us. Michael Busch, another prospect got from the Dodgers last year. We'll try to play some backup first base, maybe some DH as well. Not really sure if he's going to stick or not. Horbit Vivas, who came up last year, didn't really play well, spent most of the season in AAA, battled some injuries as well. We'll give him another shot. The bat looks good. Defensively, he just looks okay. And then Hudson Head as a not great backup center fielder, but a good bat and did really well for us last year. His rookie season, a 1.5 WAR season, 115 WRC+. So I think that bat in pinch hitting situations, especially to sub in for, say, Arroyo, could be really valuable. And let's briefly check out our pitching staff, which was an issue last year. Right now, we have one of the best prospects in baseball up in Christopher Cruz, who will make his MLB debut today. Did really well in spring training. Excited for him. Eddie Yeen, the controls come down a little bit, but the numbers overall look strong. Hopefully, he can hold serve. Jared Jones, we'll have to see on him. He has not played to expectations and potential, so not really sure what he has left for us. Dylan Ross, acquired from the Braves last year. He'll be our number 4. And Alec Marsh, claimed off of waivers from KC last year, will round out the rotation. The back of the rotation looks pretty poor. Again, putting a lot of trust in the youngsters. No Kumar Rocker, no Carmen Mazinski. It's been just really a revolving door in terms of the starting pitchers trying to find somebody to stick. And a quick look at the bullpen. Beck Way, who's got some good power on that fastball. Alberto Guerrero, who was claimed off of waivers from the Dodgers last year, had a bumpy start to the year, but finished things well for us. Stick Mears saw a big boost here this offseason, so we'll see how that looks overall. His velocity has increased as well. Andrew Schultz, who's one of the hardest throwers in baseball, super high strikeout guy, 13.8 Ks over 9 last year for the Buccos. Jason Foley, who's got really good movement and control. I love that extreme ground ball with hopefully our good defense behind. Phoenix Sanders as well, some regression there, unfortunately. Trey McGow will continue to be the long man in the bullpen. And as I mentioned earlier, Denny Bentley, our lefty specialist. One last thing, let's look at the preseason predictions around the MLB this year. Predicted to win the AL East are the Baltimore Orioles. In the Central, the Cleveland Guardians. The West, the LA Angels. Top hitters, pretty familiar names across the board. Garrett Cole, projected to be a good pitcher. He looks good, but he's been hurt a lot, so staying healthy is going to be the key for Garrett Cole. Let's see, NL predicted winners include the Braves, the Cubs in the Central, and the Padres out there in the West. Pittsburgh projected to have a very similar record, maybe identical record to last year at 76 and 86. That's fourth place ahead of Milwaukee, so we'll see if that comes true in terms of top hitters and top pitchers. No Pirates on here. There is, of course, Fernando Tatis Jr., who is just about the best player in baseball. All right, getting ready for opening day at Nationals Park. Quick look at the Nationals lineup with Josh Lowe leading things off. He's a bit banged up right now. Rowdy Tellez, who's actually had a terrible year last year for Washington, so we'll see if he can bounce back there. Of course, their big threat is going to be Juan Soto, nearly a 5-WAR season a year ago. And then actually there's Jordy Barley as well, who was even better from a WAR perspective than Soto was last year. Don't know where this guy came from, but at number 3-4 spot's going to be difficult for us. Good catcher as well in Ruiz. Gio Urshela, who's a guy I've always had an eye on. He'll play third base. And let's see, on the hill for Washington is going to be Jaden Murray, who struggled in 28 starts last year. And you can see our lineup here in order as we went over the lineup earlier in the video. All right, let's take you out to Nationals Park here for opening day. Hopefully the audio sounds better than it did the last time I reduced some of the crowd volume because it was too loud. So hopefully things sounded better and hopefully the Pirates look better. We'll take you out for opening day. 2026 opening day here in Nationals Park, and Tatsuri Nageshi will lead things off for your Pirates as we try to find some traction. I feel like the prospects have now come up, the bats look better. If the pitching can find some level of stability and consistency, things will be better as Nageshi grounds out to start his and the Pirates season. Nick Gonzalez hit 280-something last year. Again, defensively not great, but one of the captains and leaders on this team, and we'll need him certainly. Brian Reynolds, 1-1 count, and he'll rip that into left. That'll be the first hit of the year for your Buccos, a single. As that falls at the feet of Joshua Mears. Bring up RJ Shrek, his first at bat. Can he do something with it? And that's going to be hit pretty well to right center, going back at the track and caught at the track. And so a loud shot there by Shrek, but the Pirates are scoreless to start the year. Plenty of debuts for the Pittsburgh Pirates today, and on the hill will be one of those men in Christopher Cruz, one of the best prospects in baseball, was just dominant in AAA last year for Indianapolis, 1.81 ERA in 21 starts, and so we'll see what he can do on the road facing Josh Lowe. So again, need that starting pitching to be something for us, as that'll be a leadoff single. Lowe had the shift on, but Lowe's able to get that past. I think that was the shortstop, Arroyo. And so one pitch, one hit for Lowe, and that one's going to get past. And so not a great start overall, pass ball. So put that on Diaz, not on Cruz. So two pitchers, already a runner on second, not ideal. And that one hot shot into right, making the catch is Shrek. The runner's going to hold at second. Lowe has good speed, but doesn't want to be that aggressive with Barley and Soto coming up. So the heart of the order are these two men. And Barley strikes out swinging on the changeup. Good off speed. Now you got to face, though, the veteran in Juan Soto. 1-2 count, and he strikes him out. Christopher Cruz gets out of some trouble with two big strikeouts of the Nationals' two best hitters. Ke'Bryan Hayes will lead things off for the Pirates in the 5-hole. Brian Reynolds with a single last inning. And Hayes will ground out to first. Robbie Martin in his Pirates debut, 2-2 count. And he'll loft that little floater that gets over the first baseman's head into right field for a single. 2 hits on the day for Pittsburgh. James Wood, again, a lot of debuts here. James Wood being one of them. And that one is going to be hit to second. And they're going to turn to second baseman. Does it himself in terms of stepping on the bag and making the throw over to first. And so that will end the Pirates' top half of the second. Christopher Cruz trotting back out for his second inning as a professional. And it will get started off with a seeing eye single between third and short. And that will bring up first baseman Kevin Smith as he hits that into right. And so back-to-back singles as the runner will go to third, and he is in there safely. So Washington runners on the corners to start things off. Cruz already at 21 pitches for Ruiz, the catcher. And back-to-back-to-back singles. Not in the air, but they're getting through the infield. And so Washington will take a 1-0 lead, and still runners are on the corners as Cruz allows the first run of his career. That one hit well to center. Going back is Reynolds at the wall. He'll make the catch. Runner, though, will tag from third and score. And so put an additional run on the board for Washington. They go up 2-0 here in the bottom of the second. And again, just maybe some bad luck. Just some good hits here. Cruz, the 9-hitter, is able to push that one past Arroyo. And that'll re-rack things for Lowe, who led things up with a single in the first, and he will strike out here to finally end things. But Washington gets 2, and they lead by 2 as we go top 3. All right, sorry about that. I took a long edit and pause. I might have said that was the end of the inning. I'm not quite sure, but let's restart things here. Runners on first and second, 2 outs, bottom second. Washington up 2-0. And there's the end of the inning. And so if I had said that incorrectly before, now I'm correct as Cruz strikes out Tellez. And now we'll go top 3 as Pittsburgh looks for its first run. And Edwin Arroyo will lead things off in his first professional at bat from high A to the majors. And that one's going to drop in. A little bloop single. We'll take it for Arroyo. Be sure to throw that ball back into the Pirates dugout. Get that one autographed or signed or whatever the memento is to make it the first official hit ball. And hopefully Diaz can do something with them. And he will, as that'll be a line single into right. Arroyo is going to take third. And so Pittsburgh here, like Washington last inning, will have runners on the corners as we get that nice little magic hour glow at 8:05 p.m. I don't think that's how sunsets work here in March, but we'll take it. And hopefully we'll take a run as Nageshi ground out his first appearance. 1-2 count. A little dribbler to short, and they will turn 2, but the runner at least will score. And so Pittsburgh cuts that lead in half, 2-1. Nick Gonzalez will come to bat with the bases cleared off that double play, and he will put that one in play and drop at the feet of the center fielder. So 5 hits for the Pirates, matching what Washington has done. Hopefully Brian Reynolds can make it 6. He's 1 for 1, single into left, his first at bat. Shift is on, and that one pop up into the infield, caught by the third baseman. Pittsburgh gets a run as they trail 2-1. Barley coming up. Him and Soto struck out there last time. Might be tough to do that again, but Cruz will try. 2-2 count, and he will. He'll strike out Barley for the second time. Can he do the same for Juan Soto? 1-1 count. And no strikeout here, hit into left center. And Reynolds will call off Nageshi to make the catch. 2 out. As Cruz trying to have a quick inning here to get that pitch count down. He'll hit Mears the side there, and so that'll allow a base runner. Don't think Cruz has worked clean in any one inning yet, but he will get Kevin Smith looking, and he will get out of it there as it's still 2-1 as we'll go top 4. RJ Shrek leading things off as the Pirates try to get some runs, though in these videos haven't seen a lot of offense in really any video I've done, and so we'll see if that continues today. That's been the theme of these videos and really all of these seasons as Shrek grounds out. Brian Hayes will fly out to right, it looks like in foul territory, and that is going to be Soto making a nice catch to bring up Robbie Martin. 1 for 1 in his Pirates debut, and he'll hit that to right. Soto, a busy man this inning. He'll make the catch, and we'll go bottom 4. Just want to get in the playoffs. That's my goal. At least, not even, I mean, I want to get in the playoffs. I just want to be at least competitive and be in the playoff race in late September. Have not really done that yet. And so that's really the goal for the Pirates this year as Cruz retires Ruiz on that fly out to center. Urshela, nice catch there by Arroyo as Cruz trying to work pretty clean here. Had that pitch count down all last year, all spring training, so this may be it for Christopher Cruz, to be honest with you. 1-2 count, and that will strike out. I think that's the 9-hitter there. And so Christopher Cruz, a really good outing overall. 66 pitches. I think that's going to be it for him. I know that seems a little aggressive to have that quick hook, but such a young guy, such an important arm for this system. One of the guys I'm trying to build this whole franchise around. Not going to mess with him too much. And so we're going to get Jason Foley warmed up here for the bottom of the 5th. James Wood, though, will lead things off. And that one's going to get past the second baseman. So a lot of singles today from both Washington and the Pirates. There's not been a lot of extra base hits. We'll see if Arroyo can change that. Not great power in that bat. Had a bloop single into right as they're going to try to pick Wood off, and they will. Ooh, looked like he was safe. And so James Wood, young guy, 23 years old, making a 23-year-old mistake. Arroyo falls behind, and he will strike out on the changeup at 80 miles an hour. Diaz, another captain of this team, he will pop up, and who has it? It's the second baseman. And the bats have gone quiet here as it's still 2-1, bottom 5. We'll bring in Jason Foley to face the lefties here in Josh Lowe and Rowdy Tellez. Foley worked well last year. He's had some rough patches, but finished the year strong overall, and will strike out low. Shift was on there, but not needed. Tellez will come up, and that one gets past the first baseman, Robbie Martin. So the single trend continues today as Jordy Barley, 2 strikeouts today. We'll see how much longer that continues for. 2-2 count, and he'll strike out for a 3rd time. So that is certainly surprising from one of the best hitters in baseball last year, Juan Soto, looking for his first hit of the year. Full count payoff pitch from Foley, and runner going, but it's a ground ball to second. A little high throw, but nice snag by Martin. And so it remains 2-1 going top 6. Tatsuri Nageshi will lead things off. 0 for 2 today. Had a really good on-base percentage last year. That's why he's our leadoff hitter. Looking for a bit more out of that bat. That one's a good drive, but that'll be tracked down by, it's like Mears out in left. Nick Gonzalez will step into the batter's box and hit that one again. Another little bloop single just over the first baseman's head. And that will bring up Brian Reynolds. The Pirates now out hitting Washington, but still trailed by a run as Reynolds looks at strike 3. And Foley probably needs to come out after 23 pitches there. We're gonna see what Nick Mears can do. But until then, we'll see what RJ Shrek can do. And he will not do much. A ground out to second, and we'll go bottom 6. Gonna try Foley for one more batter as a little bit of user error. Should have gotten Mears up earlier. Foley will pitch to Mears, and Mears will fly out to left. Nageshi coming in and makes the catch. And now Nick Mears is going to come in to face the first baseman, Kevin Smith, who is 1 for 2 today. Mears with a good offseason, got that velocity just under 100, and that one will get him on the fastball at 98. So again, seeing that increase in velocity from Mears this offseason. And that'll be a line single between second and short, right over the second base bag. That was from Ruiz, the catcher, one of the better hitting catchers in baseball, to bring up Urshela with 2 out and 1 on. Washington leading by a run. That one's going to get passed down the line all the way to the wall with the runner going. He may score here. We'll see what happens. And yes, the runner from first will come all the way home on that full count. And so Washington getting an important insurance run on the double from Urshela, bringing up Armando Cruz, and that one's going to get away. So just a couple of mistakes there behind the plate today. It's a wild pitch. There was the pass ball and the wild pitch, and so Urshela moves to third. And Cruz will ground to second. Gonzalez has it, throws on to Martin. And Washington gets a run as they lead 3-1. Jaden Murray staying in for Washington, just under 70 pitches, scattered 7 hits to just 1 run so far. Ke'Bryan Hayes looking for the first hit of his season, and he will get it. Again, singles, Wild had the extra base hit by Urshela, and I think that's been about it in terms of extra base hits today. Robbie Martin, 1 for 2, full count, and that one looked a bit outside, and he will swing through it on the strikeout. Murray staying in on this opening day. James Wood single last time out, but got picked off at first. And here he'll hit one in the center. Nice catch by the center fielder, Josh Lowe, to bring up Arroyo Jr. And he'll hit that in the center. And this time Lowe cannot make the catch as runner will go to third. And the Pirates are in business here. Runners on first and third. That's Arroyo and Hayes for Diaz, the catcher. And at this point, do we pinch hit is going to be the question and try to play with one catcher the rest of the game. I think I'm going to take that chance here on opening day to try to get some overall offense. And so we're going to bring in... Hudson Head, who has done so well for us as a rookie. We're going to see what he can do in a pinch hit opportunity. Full count payoff pitch. That one outside. He'll draw the walk. Murray's still in. Is this going to be it for him? It certainly feels like it. And they will make a change going to Keelan, who worked in long relief, it appears, for the team last year. Doesn't have great numbers and stuff overall. And he'll face Nageshi, who's over 3 today. Has a good eye, but Keelan has good control. We'll see what happens here. Bases full of Bucks. Pirates down 2, top 7, 2 out, 3-1 count. Here's the pitch, and Nageshi draws the walk with that great eye that I just mentioned. And it's now 3-2 for Nick Gonzalez. We'll see if Gonzalez, who's 2 for 3 today, can maybe tie or give the Pirates the lead here. So I want to check on Nick Mears at 21 pitches. So we're going to get Guerrero warmed up. 2 out, 1-1 count. And that one's going to get away. The runner's going to come home, and the Pirates have tied this game at 3. We'll take the wild pitch. We'll take tying this game whichever way possible. And now Gonzalez will look to give Pittsburgh the lead, head on third, and Nageshi at second. So 2-1 count to Gonzalez, as it's been a rough start here for Keelan. I don't know how to say that, but let's see if we can just get a hit here. And Gonzalez will look at strike 3, keeps the bat on his shoulder, but the Pirates tie it. And we're going to have to make some changes here with Antonio Gomez subbing in for Diaz behind the dish, and Alberto Guerrero will come in to relieve Nick Mears. Guerrero, tough start last year, as you can hear the stretch, maybe a little bit loud, so we'll get things kicked off here. 2-2 count. Guerrero coming in to face Low, and that one hit shallow center. Reynolds coming in, and he makes the catch. Route number 1 now facing Rowdy Tellez. And that one hit past the diving first baseman, Martin. Maybe I should have brought the lefty in there. But, you know, Denny Bentley, his first appearance in the majors in a spot like that, would have been asking a lot. So here's Jordy Barley, who has struck out all 3 times today as he tries to reverse course with Soto on deck. Bottom 7, tied at 3. Big spot here for both teams. Full count payoff pitch. And wow, that one to the wall. And the runner's going to hold. There was some music. Hold on. Wow. There's some really weird music happening there. Let me check what happened. It was a double. And so a bad situation here for Pittsburgh. Okay. Well, I reacted a little weirdly to that because the song that had come up, maybe that's something new in the patch. I'm not really quite sure. But Pittsburgh here in a really tough spot overall. Gonna have to get some bullpen guys maybe moving around a little bit, as it's Juan Soto at the plate in a tie game, bottom 7. Do we intentionally walk? That may be the move to try to get the force at any base. I think we're going to intentionally walk. I don't think I've done that in a game yet, is actually intentionally walk somebody, but I will do that with Juan Soto here. Bring up Joshua Mears, who's 1 for 2 today. And Yeah, there's some walk-up music. I'm going to change that really quickly. Hold on. Give me 1 second. All right, we'll see if what I did fixed that. More to the point, more to the actual baseball here. 3-3, bottom 7, bases loaded, 1 out. It's going to be Guerrero facing Mears. So a huge spot here. Washington trying to get back the lead. 2-2 count, and Mears will look at strike 3. What a big K from Guerrero on, it's like the changeup. Now Kevin Smith, who is 1 for 3 today, the first baseman, taking a look at his numbers last year. Hit just 208, but a chance to play hero for the Nats. 2-2 count. Here's Guerrero, and he will strike out Kevin Smith. Nice job by Guerrero to work his way out of trouble. Will go top 8, still tied at 3. What a big moment there for Guerrero. Again, claimed off waivers last year from the Dodgers. And so the shift is on for Brian Reynolds, who's 1 for 3 today. Keelan will stay in. And Pittsburgh trying to get some more offense. That won't do it. The shift played perfectly. And that was the shortstop, Cruz, who's really good defensively. Kind of like our Arroyo, but better defensively, worse bat. But makes a good play there as RJ Shrek will step into the batter's box and hit that opposite way to left. And that will get down at the feet of Mears. A lot of guys named Mears here playing today, as Andrew Schultz is still ready. I'll keep him there for the moment. So Ke'Bryan Hayes will step in, 1 out, 1 on in this tie ball game. 3-3 top 8, 3-1 count. That one's inside. Hayes will work the walk, and so Pittsburgh threatening here. Bottom 8, Robbie Martin stepping in, as Keelan will stay in with 2 walks and a hit allowed in 2/3 of an inning today, already at 18 pitches. 1-1 count to Martin. That one hit to shallow right, and that one's going to get down. Hayes will hold at third, and so the bases will be loaded full of bucks for the rookie James Wood, who will try to break this one open. He's a boom-bust kind of guy, and hopefully get the boom here. As Keelan staying in. Big surprise here on opening day. The whole bullpen available. Washington being aggressive in terms of leaving guys in and putting trust in their pitchers. We'll see if that pays off right now. First pitch swinging is Wood. That one hit well, going back at the right field line there, and that one will be caught. Hayes will tag and score, and so the Pirates take the lead. That one more right center than right field line. I was trying to see if it would drop in or not, and commentate as well. And so Pittsburgh takes a 4-3 lead here, as Edwin Arroyo will step in. 0-2 count, and he'll dribble that one to second. Throw on the first, as the Pirates take their first lead of the game, 4-3, as we go bottom 8. And we're going to bring in Andrew Schultz, the hard-throwing righty, who had a 3.62 ERA, but a 1.17 ERA plus last year. Just has to work on that control. That's going to be the issue with him. And we'll see what happens. Washington 6 outs to get a run. And can Pittsburgh get an opening day win for, I think, the first time in this series, as we're now 5 outs away. A ground out to second, throw on to first. 4 out number 1. That'll bring up Urshela. The 1 count. Had a double his last time up. That one in the shallow right, and that one will get in. A seeing eye single. A lot of hits today, and probably, 20 of the 22, I think, have probably been singles. As Armando Cruz will come in 1 for 3 today with one of those bloop singles. 2-2 count. Here's Schultz with the pitch, and that one blows by Cruz at 100 miles an hour. Josh Lowe, 2 out, 1 on. As Washington trails by a run. Full count payoff pitch, and he will strike him on the fastball. Andrew Schultz giving the Pirates a chance to close this one out in the 9th, as the offense looks for an insurance run as we go top 9. Top 9, Pirates up 4-3. Antonio Gomez subbing in for Diaz, who was pinch hit for, will come in. Schultz at 15 pitches. If you want to see what I want to do here, some lefties. One lefty coming up here. I don't know if you want Denny Bentley to come in and try to close that game out there. That's asking probably quite a lot. Not sure what I want to do here in terms of what reliever I want to try to bring in. Maybe I can let Schultz go a little bit longer, but those are dangerous words to say here on opening day. We're going to get Trey McGow potentially warming up here to close this one out, but hopefully with some insurance runs at our back. So again, Gomez leading things off, and that one too short. Cruz has it for out number 1. The throw on to Smith at first. Bring up Nageshi, who has walked and drawn in a run with the bases loaded. His first appearance, 3-1. He's ahead again, and he'll swing outside, probably at ball 4, and that's a weak grounder to second. As Nick Gonzalez, a little 2-out magic, 0-2 count. That one hits him inside. Hopefully he's okay. Obviously not intentional there. And they finally made a change. Yeah, Keelan stayed in way longer than I thought he would or should. So now with 2 outs, Joseph Gonzalez will come in to face Brian Reynolds. Try to get the lefty-on-lefty matchup. 1-0 count to Reynolds, who had a hit to lead things off and has been quiet since that one. Fly out the shallow center, and Pirates will go bottom 9, trying to get an opening day victory. I'm going to leave Schultz in for the moment, and we'll see what happens with McGow here momentarily. But for now, Schultz will try to go and maybe close this one out. Pirates looking for the win as that one hit the third. Hayes has a good throw to first. Martin with the snag. And there's one away for Barley, who struck out, 3 times today. Did get a hit his last at-bat. Schultz will try to face him here. Barley being aggressive, it appears, and that one hit to center. Going back is Reynolds at the track, and that one is gone. Wow, Jordy Barley ties it up. And we talk about going 0 to hero. 0 hits, 3 strikeouts. His first 3 at-bats gets a hit, and then a game-tying home run. And that one certainly hurts a lot, as we are going to bring in Trey McGow to replace Andrew Schultz to face Juan Soto. So could this game end on one swing of the bat? It's certainly possible. Soto 0 for 3 today, full count. Here's McGow to Gomez, and he'll hit that well to center. That one's going to get at the track and be down for extra bases for Juan Soto, as Washington trying to get a little walk-off magic here on opening day. And now Joshua Mears will come in. 0-2. And that one strikes him out on the fastball, kind of working away from Mears there a little bit. And now runner on second, 2 outs for Kevin Smith. We want to check the matchup here. It's pretty even against righties and lefties. Ruiz, a switch hitter, is worse against lefties than righties. So we're going to try to, again, pitch around and see what happens. 0-2 again from McGow, and that strikes him out. And so Schultz allowing the game-tying home run to Barley, as we'll go extras here on opening day. No runner on second here to start. It'll be bases empty for RJ Shrek, as our bullpen getting a little bit thin. We're going to leave McGow in, I think. As new pitcher, it'll be Lamet, the longtime Padre, I want to say. Yes, longtime Padre. Bounced around since with Milwaukee, the Giants, the Mariners, and now a National. And so RJ Shrek 1 for 4 today. As trying to close that one out, thought we could do it. That heart of the lineup finally got the hits there for Washington, as Shrek will get a leadoff single. It's been again the theme of the day, as that one falls in at Lowe's feet. And so Brian Hayes 1 for 3 today. And he will strike out. Not a lot of strikeouts today for the Pirates, but that one hurts there. As Robbie Martin coming in. 2-2 count. And he'll look at strike 3. So there'll be 2 away as the Pirates go down on strikes on back-to-back batters for James Wood. As Wood will come in, trying to do something. 1 for 3 today. 2-2 count. And he will strike out as well. So I just talked about no strikeouts, and then 3 guys go down swinging and looking back to back to back. We'll go bottom 10. Nationals chance to win it. McGow staying in for Pittsburgh to face the catcher Ruiz. 2-2 count. And it's been a pretty active day overall. Ruiz into the gap. That one's going to get down for a leadoff double. As Washington looking to threaten and try to win here on opening day with that comeback. And so we're going to get our bullpen moving around here. I'm going to try Denny Bentley with some lefties coming up. We'll see. It's a big spot, but we're in a tough spot right now as Urshela will come in, try to win this one. That one, dribbler to short. Arroyo has it, and that throw in time, but Ruiz gets to third, and so the winning run just 90 feet away as Armando Cruz will stay in. A very light-hitting player, just 87 days in the majors. Let's see, maybe we can go after him here, although Miguel doesn't have overpowering stuff. Oh man, what should we do here? Although Cruz is not a, you know, he can put the ball in play. Facing some lefties here. Big decisions here for the Pirates. I'm going to try to pitch around Cruz and just see what happens and go from there. As Cruz will hit that one, the first to throw home. They will get him out at home. No double play turn with the first baseman responsible for throwing home. So Pittsburgh trying to dance out of danger here. Josh Lowe stepping in against Miguel. I guess Miguel's a lefty, so we don't have to necessarily bring in a different lefty, and Bentley's still cold. So we're going to stick with Miguel and see what happens. Runner on first in this tie game. 2-0 pitch. That one hit well to right. That one has a chance, and that one is gone. Washington, the walk-off winner. Josh Lowe, 2-run shot to beat the Pirates on opening day. Well, that one hurt. I'm not going to lie. That one hurt a whole lot. Really wanted to get a victory here on opening day. Felt like we were in good position for it and just gave it away at the end. And so, allowed the game-tying home run in the 9th and the game-winning home run in the 10th. And so that one hurt a lot. Final book here on each team. Washington winning 6-4. Pirates, 12 hits, no errors. Washington, 15 hits and no errors. For Pittsburgh, a couple of multi-hit days from Gonzalez and Shrek and Martin and Arroyo. Even good debut for him. But, Washington, just too much offense late. Bullpen could not finish things out. Cruz, nice day for him in his debut. 4 innings, 7 strikeouts on just 66 total pitches there. Starting pitcher Jaden Murray did well and scattered those 9 hits and overall allowed just 3 earned runs. So that will wrap up today's video. Unfortunately, no victory, but hopefully more to come. We'll see what shape this team is at here in a little bit. If this team is competitive and close, we'll come back and talk about them around the deadline or some point before the season ends. If it's another lost year, then we'll probably come back at the end of the year as well. So we'll keep you posted. We'll see what happens. Root for the Pirates and take it day by day. It's a long season after all. So thank you guys for watching. Please like this video and subscribe if you want to see more, and we'll talk to you soon.